The Colosseum is a must visit for anyone going to Rome for the first time, but some people are going to have a better experience than others. I'm Mark from Morgans, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to be one of those people that has a better experience by walking you through the areas available inside the Colosseum that you can visit, which tickets to buy to get you into those areas, exactly how to book those tickets, the top rated guided tours available through 3 different tour operators that we would recommend to our friends and family or that we would book ourselves. But before jumping into tickets, I want to start the video off by sharing with you the biggest mistakes that we think you should avoid as a first-time visitor based on the 2 experiences that Kristen and I have had. Mistake number 1 is not knowing that there are a few bonus areas you can see inside the Colosseum, but only if you get the right ticket to get you into that area. Now I'm going to jump into a screen share and I'm going to show you a picture that I took in the Colosseum with annotations, and we'll walk around the Colosseum together and show you the different areas that you can visit. This is the first level, going around in an oval shape here, and above that you've got the second level that also goes around in an oval shape. These don't require any special tickets, they're included on nearly every single ticket you can buy, which I'll walk you through soon. The top level here is called the attic, and this requires a special ticket that gets you into the attic. Similarly, this is the arena. This requires a special ticket with arena access. And then finally here, this is the underground, and this requires a special ticket with underground access. Mistake number 2 is not booking the underground and attic tickets when they're released 30 days in advance. You have to be quick, otherwise they're going to sell out and you're not going to get a ticket. Mistake number 3 is using attraction passes to see the Colosseum because they only include the first floor and second floor. You can't visit the arena, underground or attic if you use a Go City Rome or a Toba Pass Rome Pass. Mistake number 4 is underestimating the size and the scale of the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. I think a lot of people go to the Colosseum and all they're thinking about is just walking around the Colosseum. But there's still a lot more to see after the Colosseum, and I honestly think that the size of the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill catches some people off guard, so just be ready for it. Mistake number 5 is not going back to see the Colosseum when it's lit up at night and the beautiful orange colours are bursting through the windows. It's a perfect thing to do after dinner, grab an ice cream, go for a walk down to the Colosseum and see it all lit up at night. Mistake number 6 is forgetting your ID. They actually do spot checks at the Colosseum now, and your name has to match up on your ID with your ticket. If it doesn't, they're not going to let you in. Mistake number 7 is visiting the Colosseum first. And now I know this goes against a lot of the advice out there, but if you think about it, if you get into the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill, the totally exposed areas, first thing in the morning at 9 o'clock, spend 2 hours walking around them two, then go to the Colosseum for 11:30, 12 o'clock, where there's actually shaded areas to duck into if it gets too hot, you're beating the worst of the heat, which really would be helpful if you visited in summer. Mistake number 8 is not wearing practical shoes. This is an archaeological site with uneven ground, hills, trip hazards all over the place. Flip-flops and high heels aren't going to cut it. Get your comfy running shoes on. Mistake number 9 is paying €5.50 per person for audio guides once you get inside the Colosseum. Now you don't need to do that anymore because the My Colosseum app that you can download to your phone takes over from the audio guides. It's got all the same information in there. All you need to do is download it to your phone before you go to the Colosseum while you still got Wi-Fi, and take your own headphones because they won't be provided to you if you don't buy the audio guide. And finally, mistake number 10 is not knowing that there's a hidden entrance to the Roman Forum on Via dei Fori that barely has any crowds at all. Me and Kristen used it in 2022. There was nobody there at all. We walked straight into the Roman Forum at 9 o'clock. And the beauty of this entrance is they actually sell the standard Colosseum Roman Forum Palatine Hill tickets just like you would get at the Colosseum if you turned up in person, but with a fraction of the crowds. Okay, let's get into the most important part of the video and the most important part about planning your trip to the Colosseum: tickets. I'm going to walk through a screen share. I'm going to show you exactly what you would see if you typed into Google Colosseum tickets. We're going to go through the different options available and what you should do when there's no availability. Okay, so all I've done here is type in Colosseum tickets into a Google search. Here's the results that have come up. The top result is online tickets. This is the one you want to click on. It checks the browser really quickly and it brings us onto this screen here, the ticketing homepage. We're going to ignore schools, we're going to ignore groups, and we're going to come back to educational tours later. For now, we're going to get into individuals. And this is the individuals page. Now it lists 3 tickets for €18, 3 tickets for €24, and then we're going to ignore the rest of these tickets at the bottom because they're not relevant for first timers. So coming back up to the top, I wish they would list these in order of the best ticket to the worst ticket to buy for your first visit instead of price, because then at least you would know exactly where you want to go to. You start with the first one. If there's no availability, you go to the second, go to the third, and so forth, getting the better tickets which get you into more areas. Now, Actually, the first one that comes up is the 24 hours Colosseum, Roma Forum, Palatine. This to me looks like perfect. This is the ticket that I should be buying, so I'll just go down to purchase it. If you don't scroll down and see these full experience tickets here that get you into the extra areas, arena, underground, arena, attic, you would never know. This ticket here, 24-hour only arena, I actually think this is a better ticket to buy than this one, because with this ticket, you get 20 minutes inside the arena here. You basically come through this entrance here, do 20 minutes in the arena, go straight back out. That's the end of your Colosseum experience. Then you do Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. Now, I know that sounds like it's too quick. With the basic entry ticket here, you do a lap of the first level, a lap of the second level, and all you can really do from there is just look down at the views over the Colosseum. You don't get to actually go onto the arena where you can look up and see how imposing and intimidating it would have been for the gladiators back in the day. Now, the other thing to mention here with this ticket is you get entry to the super sites here. You don't get entry to the super sites on the basic ticket here. The super sites are, I think, 7 extra archaeological sites that are kind of better preserved that you'll find in the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill areas. So they're definitely worth seeing if you can. Now, this ticket here, the Forum Pass Super, is basically for the super sites in the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill, but it doesn't actually get you into the Colosseum at all. So I would not recommend this ticket if it's your first visit. But let's move down to these 3 tickets here. These are the most important tickets I want to draw your attention to. Basically anything with full experience in it is the ticket that you want to buy. Now, the whole point of you doing any research, watching this video, is to learn that full experience tickets are better than the basic ticket that you can buy here or buy in person at the Colosseum. So down here we've got, this one gets you into just the arena, this one gets you into just the attic, and this one gets you into both the underground and the arena. This ticket here is the only one that includes 2 bonus areas, and it's the only one that gets you into the underground, which is the most sought after area at the Colosseum. You can see it here. It basically is like a labyrinthine maze underground where the gladiators and animals used to be before they got sent up to the arena. The attic here, as you can see on this picture, you basically go up an elevator to the 3rd floor and you get a more elevated view overlooking the Colosseum, and you probably could see a lot of Rome behind you as well, so that'd be pretty cool. The arena, as we just discussed, is this section here. You get to stand inside the arena. The differences between these 3 tickets are this ticket here and this ticket here have 30 days in advance availability. The arena gets 7 days in advance availability. Now, it sounds easy, you've just got to be there 30 days ahead of time, right? But it isn't, because let's go down to actually purchase the ticket for the underground level, which is the most sought after ticket, like I mentioned. It's August the 26th for me right now in 2026, and let's see, look here. The rest of August is sold out. Let's take a look at September. We've actually got 1 slot available here. Let me check what it is. So there's 1 slot at 1:45 and 1 slot at 5:20. If that was me and I was going by myself to Rome, I would book that 100%, either one of them 2, whichever worked best for me. Now, I think this one has become available because it must be a cancellation of some sort, because I checked earlier today and there was nothing at all available, and I checked a couple of days ago and there was maybe 1 ticket on the 21st or 1 ticket on the 10th. So look for cancellations. That can be a good tip. But the most important thing to remember is they come out 30 days in advance. So for me, tomorrow will be the 26th of August, so the 25th of September becomes available. So the key is make sure you're online, set an alarm. I would set an alarm on my phone to check every single hour, wait for the tickets to become available for the 25th. The second they're on there, click on that, come down here and pick the time slot that I wanted, or hope that there was some left, because people are going to go on there and book them immediately. Okay, so for an independent visit to the Colosseum with no guided tour included, this is the best ticket you can buy, because it gets you into 2 areas and one of them being in the underground. What if there's no availability for your visit? The next thing to do is come and check the one for the attic, 30 days in advance again. Let's have a look and see what the availability looks like here. Nothing for August and nothing for September. So again, for this 25th, for me tomorrow, I would be setting an alarm, I'd be checking it every hour, and I'd be waiting for the tickets to come up, get them as soon as they come on. Now let's go back and check the arena. Now the arena has actually changed. It used to be the same as these 2 where you just was no availability. This one is 7 days in advance rather than 30, and I think they must have added in lots more availability, because it never used to be like this. So let's have a look here. 26th, all afternoons got availability. 29th, all afternoons got availability. I mean, there's so many slots available in there. Even the morning's got some here, look, for the 31st there. So there's no reason why you would buy this basic ticket for 18 euros when you could come down here and spend 6 extra euros and buy the ticket that's got the arena included in it. And the full experience tickets are called full experience because they also include entry to the super sites. So you're getting everything in one package for €6 more. It's an absolute no-brainer for me. But what if you really want to see the underground and there's no availability here? Now let's go back to educational tours. Now, it took me a minute to figure out that this actually means guided tours. Now, I know it says guided tour here, but when it says individuals, I was just like, yeah, let's go in this one. Didn't think that educational tours meant guided tours per se. It kind of made me think more along the lines of schools. But if you click on here, okay, now let's scroll down here. Full experience, underground levels, and arena. Now that's exactly the same two areas that I just talked about from the individual tickets, but you can do an educational tour of it instead. Exactly the same, entry to the super sites. It costs €8 more, 24 to 32, and you get a chance to do a guided tour in one of these 4 languages. So for €8, you're getting into these areas that you're not able to get into on the individual tours, and you're actually getting a guided tour out of it as well. And here's the key part that I want to mention to you. Let's have a look and see. So on the 31st, it actually has some availability in Italian. Even if your language isn't Italian, you still could go and see the underground by paying €8 extra. You've got lots of slots available on these 2 tour times here, so join them. I would join them. Italian's not my first language. I would join that because then you get to go and see the underground. And then let's have a look for September. Let's have a look at the 1st and see. Here we go. Perfect. Look at that. We've got English language, 2 available tickets, $4.50. I would 1,000% book that. Let's have a look when we click on it. It's €24, just like it would be by booking individually, plus €8 per person for the actual guided tour. It's saying insufficient, probably because somebody booked it just as I was going onto it, which this goes to prove my point. They get sold out instantly. So if you see an opportunity like that, you have to take it quickly. There'll be people waiting for cancellations like that coming available all the time. So there's a great hidden tip for you. Check the educational tours part if there's nothing available on individuals. Okay, so that's booking independently. And aside from that little hidden gem that I just showed you at the end there with the guided tour, every single other ticket booking through the official Colosseum website, it's going to be a self-guided tour. So you're going to go in, you're going to get an audio guide, and you're just going to follow around to the different points and listen to the information that everybody else is listening to, not be able to ask any questions. Even if you get the underground, the arena, or the attic with the full experience, you're still just on the same audio guide, or you can use the My Colosseum app download. So what if you want a more immersive experience? What if it's a bucket list trip to Rome, maybe the only time you're ever going to go to Rome, and you just want to make sure that you make the most of your time at places like the Colosseum and the Vatican? Well, the answer there is to book a guided tour. But a guided tour is going to cost you more than it would to book independently through the Colosseum website. So why would you willingly pay more money? Well, it's because a guided tour is going to give you a subject matter expert who takes you to the most important sites in the right order at the right time, explains things more deeply so you get a better understanding of what you're looking at, and you actually get to ask some questions. You can't do any of those things on an audio guide. The other thing to consider is that some of the guided tours include access to the arena and the underground, so if there's no tickets left on the Colosseum website, booking a guided tour gives you a backup way to make sure you get into those bonus areas. Now, there's different tiers of tour available from cheap to expensive. We're going to show you 7 of the top rated guided tours that we can find from Get Your Guide, Viator, and our top pick for guided tours in Italy called Walks of Italy. Okay, I've done a search for the Colosseum on Get Your Guide and Viator. I picked out 4 tours that I think offer very good value for money at different levels. This is Get Your Guide's entry-level tour of the Colosseum, Roman Forum, Palatine Hill. It's got a 4.8 with 89,000 reviews. That's very, very good rating. It's only $57 per person on October the 1st on this time slot at 12:25. Now, if I change the time, you'll see that the prices do change. So you do have to pick the time that is cheaper if you're trying to save the most amount of money. $57 is very, very good value. Viator's equivalent of the basic guided tour of the 3 areas is $65.95, 592 reviews, and 96% of travellers recommend it. So that to me says it's a good review. I'd be happy to book that at that price if that's what I was looking for. It has start times of 12:15 and 2, but the prices don't change on Viator. For something a bit more premium, let's look at Get Your Guide. They've got a Colosseum arena floor or underground tour, 4.8, only has 314 reviews, but it's still a high rating for that many reviews. $116 per person, but that's going to be for the arena and not for the underground. So here on the left is the arena floor tour, and on the right here we've got underground and arena, which is the best ticket you can buy from booking independently, remember. So over here we've got the arena floor, 1:30 start time, $115, maximum size of 12 guests, which is actually quite a small group for that price. Now, if you look over here on underground and arena, which is really where you want to be going because this one is the ticket that everybody wants, there's no availability for this whatsoever until the September the 28th. I'm looking on September the 1st right now. So let's click it, and I bet it costs more than $115 because it's so highly sought after. $173 with a 2:30 start time. If I wanted to see the underground and the arena and there was no tickets on the official Colosseum website, I would book this ticket here. Now let's look at Viator's premium option here. This one only gives you the option to do arena floor, doesn't include underground, but the difference here is this one has a maximum group size of 6 people, which is very intimate, gives you a lot more opportunity to ask questions and feel like you're getting a lot more attention on you if that's what you're looking for from a tour. The price is a little bit higher at $200, but it would be worth it if you really want that small group size at the Colosseum. Here you've got an 11, 2 p.m. 2:30 time slots, and the prices don't change because Viator doesn't do that. Okay, so that just about covers Viator and Get Your Guide. Now I want to draw your attention to Walks of Italy, our favourite tour company in Italy, after we did a Vatican tour with them in 2022, and it was genuinely amazing. So this is their basic Colosseum, Roman Forum, Palatine Hill tour. It costs a lot more money, as you can see here, than the basic ones we just showed you a minute ago. From here, 57, and here, 65, okay? These are a lot more, 109, 114, 143. But look at these reviews, 8,500 with a 4.8. People don't mind paying a premium price to get a premium tour, almost like guaranteeing an outcome of an excellent tour. You know, these are like once-in-a-lifetime places that you're going to here. But this really is the tour that I want to draw your attention to the most. This is the Arena Floor Special Access via the Gladiators Gate tour from Walks of Italy. This one obviously includes the arena, but it takes you to the arena through the Gladiators Gate, which is a separate entrance to where everybody else enters the general entry on the outside of the Colosseum. Now it's got 7,000 reviews with a 4.7, and if you look here, I'll just come back to August, which is the month I'm in right now. There's only one date left with one ticket left in it, and then if you look at September, 2 dates left. It gets booked out. It is a popular tour. I mean, look at this. Even October, we're getting into the off season here. Even November's got quite a lot of unavailability in there too. There's one ticket left on this one. It's 140, 135 in the off season here. Coming back more into peak season, you're looking at $162. So it costs a little bit more than the premium tour here. As you can see, these are 109. But this gives you arena, and it gives you the special access via the Gladiators Gate. So this is the tour that me and Kristen would book the next time we go to Rome. We will book this tour 100%. Now, the last tour I want to draw your attention to here from Walks of Italy is the Rome in a Day tour, which gets you into the Vatican, the Colosseum, and it takes you through the historic centre to Piazza Navona, the Pantheon, Trevi Fountain, all those areas. It's 4,700 reviews with a 4.8, obviously a very highly rated tour. Now, the interesting thing about this one is, if you can get a good price for this, $264 down here, look at November, $246 even, $246 isn't very much more money than, let's say you book just the Gladiators Gate for $162. If you come down here and you get $246, for just $80 extra, you're getting a premium tour with Walks of Italy, including the Vatican and all the way through the historic centre. It lasts for 7.5 hours, and it includes transport to the Vatican, which solves a massive headache there because it's not that easy to get to the Vatican. So this tour could actually be the best possible tour you can book for a first visit when you don't have a lot of time in Rome and maybe you've only got 1 or 2 days. You want to see the Vatican and the Colosseum the best way possible, and this is actually a very good price. I would happily pay this if we were short on time in Rome. Okay, and that just about wraps up my video on the Colosseum. In the description below, I'm going to link to my Colosseum blog post so you can read the full guide. I'm also going to link to our Things to Do in Rome, Rome itinerary, and Where to Stay in Rome guides. Below the guides, I'm going to link to the official Colosseum website for the best ticket to buy. So the underground ticket will be first, arena second, attic third, and then the basic Colosseum ticket, which is still worth buying in advance if you're going to visit in the summer when it's going to be busy. Below that, I'm going to link to the guided tours we just covered from Viator, Get Your Guide, and Walks of Italy. Those will be affiliate links, so if you were to book one, we'd make a small commission at no extra cost to you. I'm also going to link to our Rome guidebook, available on our store for $9.99, and I'm going to link to our travel planning consultation page, just in case you want to book a call with me to talk through your trip to Rome. If you found the video helpful, please hit like, it'll help our channel to grow, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great time at the Colosseum.